Alright, who amongst you all remembers Road 96? This was a game released in 2021. It was billed as a hitchhiking simulator, and it was kinda like a Telltale game in a lot of ways, including the jank, but I enjoyed that title quite a bit. Maybe it wasn't fully realized yet, somewhat of a concept really for bigger things to come, but regardless, I saw a good deal of potential in it, and now we're getting a sequel, or should I say a prequel. Road 96, Mile Zero, and I was fortunate enough to get an early build of it, so thus, here I am, you are graced with my presence again, as I share some early impressions. Fans of the original, you might remember the character Zoe. She was in Road 96, and this story is centered around her and her friend 𝐥𝐤𝐤. They share emotional moments together, they kind of tell each other their secrets, you know, they're buddies. Does it bloom into romance? Maybe, perhaps, I haven't got that far. This was only a demo. But I have to say, this game made a great first impression with me when the trailer first released, because it featured the music of the Midnight, and if you don't know the Midnight, check them out. Amazing retro synth band. One of my favorite bands in the last few years. I just love them. I've seen them in concert multiple times. Well worth checking out, and the song that they've supplied for this game is fantastic. On the subject of music though, this game seems very focused on that aspect, and I happen to like that. One thing that I appreciate here is that they're really trying to break things up more. It's not just about the narrative experience and making choices and seeing the outcomes. There's these little mini games that pop up during this demo. For instance, at the beginning of this title, I was actually skateboarding and collecting items, dodging. There's these little quick time events that come up, all kinds of different stuff just to kind of mix up the familiar gameplay, and I like what they're doing here. It makes it a little less mundane, just breaks things up nice. So that's something that's a pro for me so far based on this build of Road 96 Mile Zero. If you were into the original game for the choices and the narrative stuff, which you probably were, I think there was a little bit of quick time stuff going off of memory too, but maybe not as in-depth as it seems to be here. But anyways, your choices are still going to be a big part of the game. For example, at one point I had to distract my father so my friend could sneak into the house, you know, the old sneak into the bedroom thing. I'm sure y'all did it at one point in your childhood, right? So there's that. There was another situation in this game where this man has this strange child friend. They have some sort of connection, I don't know. And I was going up to them, just having a basic conversation, and all of a sudden I was asked to give the child a push. The boy wanted a push, so I gave the boy a little bit of a push, and I actually sent him flying up into the air. It was kind of hilarious, I'm not going to lie to you. Again, just going off memory though, this game feels more open to me, more realized. It seems to really build off of the concept that they had laid down with the original Road 96, so I left with an overall positive impression. There's still a little bit of that jank here though. The frame rate was kind of bouncing around a bit from time to time. Still had that like Telltale vibe to it where it's just not completely polished. But overall, I'm looking forward to playing more of Road 96 Mile Zero. We'll have to see how it all shapes out when this one does eventually release later this year. Thank you so much as always for supporting clickbait-free independent content right here at 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐸. Help us bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming at patreon.com/𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐸, and we will defeat the echo chamber together.